Hello, readers. So, again, we are working on making predictions. So, we left off in our book Indian Shoes with Ray is trying to win a school contest for an art piece. And the thing is, though, we know that the chapter is called The Accident. So, you made a prediction about what you think the accident will be. And we're going to read now to see if those predictions were correct or not. Okay. So remember, he's trying to paint a T Rex now instead of a shoe. Better, Ray thought. I'm getting better at this. Excited, Ray plopped the brush back in the Dixie cup, turning the water bright orange. Then he rolled the bristles in red paint to fill in the T Rex's form. The second his brush hit the paper, Ray knew he had made a mistake. Too much water. Red paint puddled in the middle of the dino body, then streamed off in all directions. Using his brush, Ray tried to direct the flow, but it was no use. His fierce T-Rex had bloomed into a sunny marigold. So that's like a flower. He studied the flower as it dried. Kind of pretty, Ray thought, but not what I was going for. On Wednesday night, Ray set up another Dixie cup of water and another fresh sheet of paper. Then he sketched a fiery sun, a towering oak, and a red brick bungalow with a stained glass window on one side and smoke coming out of the chimney. When he dipped his paintbrush into the cup, Ray carefully used just the right amount of water. He cleaned the bristles between colors, stopping to change the water in his cup twice. Finally satisfied, Ray let the masterpiece dry under his brass desk lamp. Grandpa shuffled in, whistling long and low. You sure outdid yourself there. If the judges don't put a blue ribbon on that one, they don't know nothing. But you're running late for bedtime, so you get yourself into bed, and I'll be your cleanup crew. As Grandpa tucked Ray beneath his woolly blanket, Bandit climbed up on the antique desk to see the masterpiece for himself. As he scurried toward the lamp, Bandit's tail brushed against the Dixie cup. It toppled, rolling, spilling, splashing, plummeting off the desk and onto the hardwood floor below. Murky water flooded Ray's newly finished painting. Oh no. Colors swirled and darkened. The paper was soaked through. The fiery sun, the red brick house, and the towering oak tree vanished into a big, wet, splotchy, ugly mess. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I made the prediction that the accident would be something about spilling all the stuff, like the paint and everything. I thought Ray would do it. I didn't guess Bandit. But my prediction was kind of correct, right? In one way, it was correct and not in the other. And it doesn't matter if your prediction is correct or not. It's just helpful to make it because it helps you pay attention really closely to what's happening in the story. And so now that we've made our predictions about the accident and we've learned if they are correct or not, we can make predictions about what is going to happen next. So I'm going to give you time to think about what is going to happen next. All right, let's see. Grandpa Half Moon took off to the kitchen for paper towels, but Ray just sat up in bed and shook his head. When Grandpa got back, Ray said, Now I'll never win. What's that? Grandpa Half Moon asked, wiping up the water that spilled onto the desktop. Ray pulled his blanket up to his chin. I've got only one day left. I give up. Ray half expected Grandpa Half Moon to give him a pep talk. Instead, Grandpa answered, Too bad. I sure was looking forward to that hot dog, win or lose, but I guess we won't be going downtown at all then. On Thursday night, Ray carried Bandit into the family room, filled a Dixie cup with water, returned to his bedroom, and locked the door behind him. I've come this far, Ray thought. I might as well see it through. He wanted that hot dog, and he didn't want to disappoint Grandpa. As he set the cup down on his antique desk, rain began to whisper against the stark glass window. Stained glass window. The shh-ing sound made Ray settle down a bit and rethink how he wanted to go about putting together his contest entry. He stared at his ruined masterpiece, still sitting in the middle of his desk. The night before, Grandpa just hadn't had the heart to throw it out. Amid the dried brown puddle, Ray could see a bit of the gold of the sun, the red of the brick, and the green of the leaves. He set the painting to one side, then got out a fresh piece of paper. He glanced around the room and noticed that Grandpa's moccasin was still perched on his bookshelf. For a long time, his gaze shifted between the blank page and the ruined picture. Ray thought back to how he had wanted to do a painting of one of Grandpa's moccasins. That way, he figured, it'd be kind of like the picture belonged to both of us. Then he took a sip of water from the Dixie cup and began digging through his desk drawer for rounded scissors and a bottle of glue. I'm not going to show Grandpa when I'm done, Ray thought. I'll let it be a surprise. All right, I'm going to make another prediction right now, and you guys can do that also. What do you think Ray is going to paint? What is he going to create? All right, let's see. 2 weeks later, Ray and Grandpa took the rattling L train to State Street, stopped by a hot dog stand for lunch, and then joined the sidewalk crowd gawking at the city's best kids' art. Proudly displayed in a fancy schmancy department store window. Ray's entry wasn't a painting. It was a collage. Ooh. That night before the deadline, Ray had turned his ruined painting into something else. He used his scissors to cut the painting into geometric shapes. With his pencil, he had outlined the shape of one of Grandpa Half Moon's moccasins. Then he filled in the outline with multicolored shapes to create shadows and textures to show how warm and strong the moccasin was and how it could make Grandpa feel like home. A dab of glue here and there, and suddenly Ray had created his entry. But that's not what made Ray smile. It was the way Grandpa pointed and yelled to the crowd, "That's my shoe! That's my shoe!" Everybody in the crowd looked down at Grandpa's boots, and they did not know what he was yelling about. But Ray did. Even though his ribbon read third place, he felt like a first place winner.